Edel Variable Length Forged Players Clubs versus Titleist 690 CB, another Players Club. The difference is the sole design and the shaft choice. Okay, Doc Blade, Forensic Golf. So today we have the challenge of the Edel Variable Length Forged that you only could get custom ground, right? So Mr. Edel himself, we know he touched these clubs, right? Against the old school Titleist 690 CB, which was a cult classic. It changed the game of a lot of low handicap players that didn't want to play blades anymore. You know, both these clubs are extremely demanding, but there is a distinct difference, okay? With the Edel variable length, custom ground forged, I made sure these heads came extremely heavy. So these come in at about a D5, D5 and a half throughout the set. And they have minimal offset. So they are very challenging to hit for anything above a low handicap player. The Titleist 690 has more offset and they make it a little bit more easier to hit. It brings more people into the window. So I would say the 690 were played by tour players all the way up to 12, 14 handicap, easily, right? And then as the Edel, I would say these were only played by the best players, even though they have a small cavity back in them, they're extremely challenging to play. Just like my Miura CB57s, they got a small cavity back there, but they're very, very challenging to play. So all the times when you see CB, don't be fooled by it, because CB does not automatically mean that it has a forgiven cavity back, right? It's the way that the clubs are weighted. The offset plays a big, big play in it. When I look down at these clubs right here, the offset is night and day with the offset. Another difference with these clubs is the Titleist CB 690 has the S300 shaft in it, whereas the Edel variable length forged has an extremely high dollar shaft in it, the KBS money taper. So you're talking about a difference in a premium shaft versus a regular shaft, a difference in D5, D6 versus a D2, D3, okay? Both got great grips on them, but you can tell a difference through the strike zone. It all depends on the type player that you are. But it makes a world of difference, you know, to know what you're talking about. That's why I say don't be afraid to be a mad scientist. You're going to start seeing the sole designs. With the Edel, it has a very, very unique sole design that allows you to play in all kinds of turf. That's why I picked this club up, because the sole design is so amazing that you can play in so many different turf conditions, and Mr. Edel will weight the head for you, so you don't have to do no added swing weighting with these right here. If you want your clubs to come in at D2, he'll make sure that head weight comes in at that weight. If you want your clubs to come in at D5, D6, he'll make sure. So he gives you 4 options for offset, 4 options for sole design, 4 options for head weight, okay? Both are great clubs, but they are gonna be a difference in the strike. Let's hit the Titleist first. Wow, that's a nice ball. Take that all day long. Okay, now let's hit the Edel. All right, I can tell the difference in the head weight already. Oh my goodness. Wow, both were great shots. To tell you the truth, the Edel felt a tad bit better, just a tad bit better, and the Edel went about 4 yards longer due to the upgraded shaft. I mean, amazing clubs. Titleist 690 CB versus a newer model Edel variable length forged club. Oh my goodness. Wow, both were great shots, to tell you the truth. All right, here we go. The Edel versus the Titleist. Both beautiful clubs, different sole designs, different swing weights. But I can tell them what I do for personally, you got to find out when you have these challenges what's important. So what I normally do is a short iron, a mid iron, and a long iron, and I give it a fair test. I make sure the swings are fair. But I really judge a club on short iron and long irons, because I think anybody can hit mid irons. But you see a lot of people missing greens with short irons, and you see a lot of people missing greens with their long irons. So here we go. We're going to hit a couple of 4 irons over here, right? And that's why I can tell if the club is really made for me, because I'm a strong long iron player. That's a good ball with the Titleist 690. Beautiful ball. And I hit that just a tad thin, but that's what I'm looking for. The old saying was thin it to win it. It's true. Now, here you go with the 4 iron with the Edel. It just feels so much comfortable to me. Less offset. Oh my goodness. Well, you can tell both are very serviceable balls, but the strike, though, listen to the strike on the 2 balls, night and day. The Edel would knock that club out my bag for sure, but for 2 reasons. A better shaft, less offset, more swing weight like I desire. That may be the only difference, If I upgrade the shaft in the Titleist 690s, bring the swing weight up to at least D4, it may be a battle. But you know what? They're very close. They really are. The Titleist is just a tad more forgiving than the Edel. Take care. Less offset. Oh my goodness.